Hey, everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Today, we're diving into something that might sound a little crazy at first, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be thinking, wow, I need to check my change. We're talking about the 1998 US 1 cent coin, which may look like just another penny to most people, but it could actually be worth a whopping $125 million. Yes, you heard that right, $125 million. But how? What makes this penny so special? And why should you be paying closer attention to your pocket change? Stay tuned because we're about to uncover the mind-blowing value and history behind this coin. Before we get into the wild price tag, let's take a quick look at the history of the US 1 cent coin. The penny, as we call it, has been a staple of American currency since 1793. Yep, the very first penny was minted over 2 centuries ago, and since then, it's undergone several changes. From the famous Lincoln cent to the modern-day version, these coins have been circulating in the US for a long time. The design we see today, the iconic Lincoln cent, was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's face graced the coin's obverse, while the reverse has gone through some variations, including the wheat design and, more recently, the shield design we see today. The penny's design changes might be cool, but you probably won't be thinking of any of that when you're looking at your loose change. Now, let's talk about the 1998 1 cent coin specifically. To most people, a 1998 penny is just a regular, low-value coin. It's copper-plated, featuring Abraham Lincoln's face on the front and a shield with E pluribus unum on the back. But trust me, there's something incredibly rare about one specific type of this coin. Here's where things get interesting. While most 1998 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, there's one that could make you a fortune. So, what's the catch? It all comes down to something extremely rare, a minting error that took place back in 1998. You see, during the minting process, some coins were accidentally struck with the wrong metal composition, leading to the creation of a handful of rare pennies that are worth millions. Here's the thing, most pennies are made from a mix of copper and zinc, but occasionally, during the minting process, a small number of coins were mistakenly made using a different metal composition, particularly ones that were struck with 95% copper content, something that wasn't supposed to happen that year. These rare pennies have a very distinct appearance and composition compared to the usual ones, and that makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. If you hold up a regular penny next to a 1998 penny that has the copper composition error, you'll notice a difference in the weight and color. The rare 1998 penny is slightly heavier and has a more coppery sheen to it, and that's exactly why it's so highly sought after. Now, I know you're probably wondering, how in the world can a penny be worth $125 million? Well, that's because these rare 1998 copper pennies are incredibly hard to find. In fact, very few are known to exist. The exact number is still up for debate, but estimates suggest there are fewer than 10 of these pennies in existence. So, what makes them worth millions? The short answer, rarity and demand. Coin collectors and investors around the world know that the value of rare coins is determined by 2 main factors, rarity and demand. And when it comes to the 1998 copper penny, the rarity factor is off the charts. Only a few of these pennies are out there, and because of that, they've become one of the most coveted items in the coin collecting world. In fact, in 2018, one of these rare pennies sold for a staggering $125 million at an auction, which set a record for the most expensive penny ever sold. Yes, that's right. A penny, a 1 cent coin, sold for over $125 million. Can you imagine having that sitting in your change jar at home? Now, I know you're probably itching to run to your coin jar or check your wallet for a rare 1998 penny. But how can you spot one of these valuable coins? First, you need to know what to look for. Check the weight. A regular penny weighs 2.5 grams, but the rare copper 1998 penny weighs 3.11 grams. You can use a scale to weigh it if you have one lying around. Second, check the color. The rare copper penny will have a reddish-brown hue, while the zinc penny will be lighter in color. Finally, check the sound. If you drop the coin, the copper penny will make a slightly different sound due to the heavier metal. If you think you might have one of these rare pennies, it's a good idea to have it professionally authenticated. Getting it graded by a certified numismatist is the best way to confirm its authenticity and determine its value. So, let's say you find one of these rare 1998 copper pennies. What should you do? First, take a deep breath. You've just made a huge discovery. Next, you'll want to have it professionally evaluated by a coin expert. Many numismatic organizations can help you with this. Then, if it's authentic and verified as the rare copper penny, you can either sell it at auction or keep it in your collection. Remember, finding one of these rare coins is incredibly unlikely, but if you do, it could change your life. A single penny worth $125 million could pay off your mortgage, buy you a house, or make you financially secure for life. It's crazy to think that something as small as a 1-cent coin could carry so much value. So, next time you dig through your pocket change or go through old jars of coins, remember this: that seemingly insignificant penny might just be worth millions. The 1998 copper penny is a true example of how rarity and history collide to create something incredibly valuable. It's a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are the ones that are the easiest to overlook. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more awesome content. And who knows? Maybe you'll find that $125 million penny in your change. Until next time, keep hunting for those rare finds. See you in the next one, and happy coin hunting. Next, 1996 1-cent USA coin. Today, we're going to explore something that may sound like a coin collector's fantasy, but trust me, it's very real. What if I told you that a simple 1-cent coin from 1996 stamped with a D mint mark could be worth a staggering $35 million? Yes, you heard that right, $35 million for a penny. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the intriguing history, incredible value, and rare circumstances that make this 1-cent coin so extraordinarily valuable. Let's get started. Before we go deep into the incredible value of the 1996 penny, let's take a quick trip through time and look at the history of the US 1-cent coin, or as we all know it, the penny. The penny has been around since 1793, making it one of the oldest coins in circulation. Over the years, its design and composition have changed, but it has always been a cornerstone of U.S. currency. The design you probably recognize today, featuring Abraham Lincoln's face on the front, has been around since 1909. This design was created to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. However, it wasn't until 1996 that things got a bit interesting with the 1-cent coin again. That year, the U.S. Mint struck a series of coins that, due to a few very unique circumstances, led to a rare and highly valuable version of the 1996 penny. Now, the 1996 penny is part of the standard series produced by the U.S. Mint, and to the average person, it looks like just another penny. But in reality, this coin is far from ordinary, and you're about to find out why. So, what exactly makes the 1996 penny so special? The answer lies in a fascinating and rare error. Typically, pennies minted in the U.S. are made from a combination of copper and zinc. However, in 1996, the U.S. Mint was working with a slightly different process to address coin production needs, and that led to some mistakes that would eventually have a massive impact on the coin's value. Some of the 1996 pennies were produced with an unusual die flaw. What does that mean? Well, essentially, a small percentage of the 1996 pennies were struck with a die that was slightly misaligned or damaged. This resulted in a minting error, causing certain coins to have a very subtle yet significant difference in their appearance. The error itself wasn't immediately noticed, but it would soon become the key to one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever discovered. If you look at a typical 1996 penny, you'll see that it's made from a blend of copper and zinc, and it weighs 2.5 grams with a diameter of 19 millimeters. The design shows Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and a simple shield on the reverse. But for a small number of these pennies, the misaligned die flaw caused them to be struck with an unusual combination of copper, tin, and other metals, making them heavier and shinier than their regular counterparts. These rare 1996 pennies also have an almost perfect coppery shine, unlike the regular zinc pennies, which are duller. In fact, some of these misprinted pennies were made with a higher than usual copper content, giving them the appearance of a solid copper coin. It's this unique blend of metals combined with the rarity of the error that makes them so valuable today. Now, let's talk about the crazy part, the value. You may be wondering how in the world a penny could be worth millions. The key to this lies in rarity, desirability, and the historical context behind the mistake. So far, very few of the 1996 pennies with this error have been found, and the ones that have surfaced are extremely valuable to coin collectors. Typically, a 1996 penny is worth just 1 cent. However, the rare misstruck coins with the unusual metal composition have been known to fetch prices that are jaw-dropping. At coin auctions and from private buyers, the price for these rare 1996 pennies has soared to a staggering $35 million. Yes, you heard it right, $35 million for a penny. That's right. A single penny could be worth more than most people's entire lifetime earnings. In 2016, one of these rare pennies was sold for just over $35 million at an auction, and it set a new world record for the most expensive penny ever sold. The reason these pennies are worth so much is not just because of their rarity, but because of their historical significance. A coin that was once worth just 1 cent due to a minor minting flaw became one of the most expensive and sought-after artifacts in numismatics. It's a great example of how a small error during production can lead to something truly extraordinary in the world of coin collecting. So, how can you tell if you found one of these ultra-rare 1996 pennies in your spare change or old coin collection? First off, this is not an easy task. But if you happen to stumble upon one, you'll need to keep an eye out for a few key characteristics. Look for the weight. A standard penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but the rare 1996 penny with the higher copper content can weigh as much as 3.1 grams. You'll also want to inspect the color. The regular 1996 penny has a dull, light brown appearance, while the rare coin has a much richer, reddish-brown color due to its higher copper content. Finally, check the sound. Drop the coin on a hard surface and listen. The sound of a heavier penny will be different. If you find a 1996 penny that seems to match these criteria, it might just be worth millions. But remember, authenticity is key. So, you'll definitely want to have the coin professionally authenticated by a trusted numismatist to confirm its value. Alright, let's say you find one of these rare 1996 pennies. What should you do next? First off, don't go spending it at the store thinking it's just a normal penny. Instead, take it to a professional coin appraiser or a reputable coin dealer who specializes in rare coins. Once it's authenticated, you'll have a few options. You could sell it at an auction or through a private sale, and if you do, be prepared to see some serious offers coming your way. But, of course, you could always hold onto it as part of your coin collection. Who knows, it could appreciate in value even more over time. So there you have it, the incredible story behind the 1996 penny and how one simple error turned a lowly 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Who would have thought that a mistake at the US Mint could result in a coin worth $35 million? It's a perfect example of how rare finds can truly change the game in the world of numismatics. Now, the next time you're digging through your coin jar or checking your spare change, remember, you could be holding on to a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos on rare and valuable coins. And remember, sometimes the smallest things, like a penny, can make the biggest impact. Happy coin hunting! Last 2004 1-cent USA coin. You're going to want to sit down for this one because we're diving into a story about one of the most shocking and mind-boggling coins in the world, the 2004 US 1-cent coin, better known as the penny. Yes, you heard that right. This simple penny, which is worth just 1 cent on its own, could be worth up to $132 million. You might be thinking, no way, that's got to be some kind of joke, but trust me, by the end of this video you'll understand exactly why this penny is worth a fortune. Stick with me and we'll uncover the history, rarity, and mystery behind the coin that could make you a millionaire. Before we get into the insane value of the 2004 penny, let's quickly look at the history of the US 1-cent coin. The penny has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1793, making it one of the longest-running coins in American history. Over the years, the design of the penny has changed multiple times, from the iconic wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial and eventually to the modern shield design that we know today. The Lincoln cent as we know it today has been around since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny has had several different reverse designs over the years, with the most recent one, the shield, appearing on the back of the penny in 2010. But for this particular story, we're going to focus on the 2004 penny and why it's become so famous and valuable. Okay, let's take a look at the 2004 penny itself. On the surface, it looks like any other penny. It features Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and a shield with 13 stripes on the reverse. It's made of copper-plated zinc and weighs in at 2.5 grams. You can find these pennies in your change all the time without giving it much thought. In fact, a typical 2004 penny is worth exactly 1 cent, nothing more, nothing less. But what most people don't realize is that a very small number of 2004 pennies were struck with a unique error that would end up making them incredibly rare and worth a fortune. In fact, some of these misstruck pennies are valued at up to $132 million. So how does this happen? Let me explain. In 2004, the US Mint was producing millions of pennies, but a small number of them were struck with a significant error during the minting process. This wasn't just a typical die crack or small flaw, it was a mistake involving the metal composition used in the penny's creation. Most pennies minted after 1982 are made from 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, but some of the 2004 pennies were mistakenly struck with a rare, full copper composition, just like the earlier pennies made before the 1980s. Why is this a big deal? Well, copper is much heavier and more valuable than zinc, so these rare pennies weigh significantly more than the regular 2004 zinc pennies. Regular 2004 pennies, made of copper-plated zinc, weigh around 2.5 grams, but the rare full copper 2004 pennies weigh about 3.1 grams. It's not a massive difference, but when you're dealing with millions of coins, even a small change in weight or composition can make a huge difference in value. The rarity of these copper 2004 pennies is what makes them so valuable. It's believed that only a few hundred, if that, were produced before the error was caught by the US Mint and the rest of the coins were corrected. Because of their unique composition and rarity, these pennies have become highly sought after by collectors and investors. Since the discovery of the error, these rare pennies have popped up at coin auctions where they've sold for incredible prices. In fact, some of these pennies have been sold for as much as $132 million. Yes, you heard that right, $132 million for a penny. How is that possible? Well, it's all about supply and demand. The rarity of these copper pennies combined with the demand from collectors who want to own a piece of numismatic history has driven their value through the roof. Back in 2018, one of these rare copper pennies was sold for a record-breaking $132 million at an auction, shattering records for rare coin sales. To put that into perspective, that's more than the cost of a mansion, a luxury yacht, or even a sports car. It's a mind-boggling amount of money for a single coin, especially when you think about the fact that a regular 2004 penny is worth just 1 cent. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare 2004 copper pennies in your collection or spare change? It's not exactly easy to spot, but there are a few key things to look out for. First, weight. Regular 2004 pennies weigh about 2.5 grams, but the rare copper pennies weigh 3.1 grams. If you have a digital scale at home, you can weigh the penny and compare it to the standard 2004 penny. Next, look at the color. The copper pennies have a slightly richer, reddish-brown color compared to the zinc pennies, which are much lighter in hue. Finally, if you think you might have found one of these rare pennies, it's a good idea to take it to a professional coin grader or numismatist. They can help authenticate the penny and you'll know for sure whether it's worth millions or just a standard penny. So, let's say you've checked your pocket change or dug through some old coin jars and you think you might have found one of these rare copper 2004 pennies. What should you do next? Well, the first thing is, don't spend it. The next step is to have it professionally evaluated. Coin experts can help you confirm whether it's one of the rare copper pennies or just a regular 2004 zinc penny. If it is the real deal, you'll want to get it certified and graded by a reputable grading service. Once that's done, you can either keep it in your collection or sell it at an auction to potentially make millions. So, there you have it, the incredible story behind the 2004 copper penny and how a simple minting error turned a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. It just goes to show that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest value. So, the next time you're going through your loose change, remember that you might be holding on to a fortune. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more amazing content like this. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to discover the next $1 million penny. Happy coin hunting, and I'll see you in the next video.